Hi, this is Stacy with Lily Bean Crafts by Stacy. Welcome back to day 2 of my 12 Days of Christmas series. For today's tutorial, my inspiration was this template that I purchased from Nikki Rouse. It was just such a creative design that I wanted to make something with it. And I'm also using that beautiful floral that I got from 311 Co. So I bought the template and I printed it out on permanent vinyl. I would normally use stencil vinyl, but I was out of it, so I'm just using some permanent vinyl. So I got the dimensions for the 20-ounce skinny that I'm going to be making this on, and I printed it out on my Cricut. And I'm going ahead right here, and I added some transfer tape over it, and I'm going to go ahead and use the hinge method to carefully apply it to this tumbler. Several different ways that you could recreate this template. I decided to go ahead and put the entire vinyl directly onto the tumbler before putting the template on and just working with it this way. This is just the way that it just seemed to work out the best in my mind when I was thinking of creating this. So as I'm using the hinge method, I want to very carefully make sure that I have this template lined up, because with the lines, if it's not lined up, it won't work. So I'm taking my time applying it, and I'm going to slowly start to remove the transfer tape all the way around the tumbler. I am usually terrible at lining up templates, but for some reason, somebody was on my side today and it lined up perfectly the very first time. I got all of the transfer tape off, and what I'm doing to make my life a little bit easier, I'm just marking off each of the sections what color I want to glitter them. When I'm doing glitter work with multiple different colors, I always like to start with the darkest color. In this case, it's going to be a red. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and remove this vinyl template here for what is going to be the red. And to make it a little bit easier for me, I'm also going to take an X-Acto knife and I'm just going to trim out the piece of vinyl that is in that section right there. I'm going in with a burgundy color. It's from Pop of Colors. I don't remember exactly what the name of it is, but any red acrylic paint will work perfectly. I just want to cover up that stainless. And then I'm going to let it sit and dry for a few minutes, and once it's completely dry, I'm going to take my leftover paint and I'm going to add some glitter glue to it, mix it up really good. I'm going to go back in, cover that whole piece again, and then I'm going to take Candy Apple from Rae Creations and apply that glitter where I have it glued. Go ahead and tap it off really good, let it dry for about 3 hours, and then I'm going to go in with my glitter glue, cover it really good, make sure that I get that nice and sealed, and then we'll get moving on to the next color, which is going to be the greenish tealish color. Once my glitter glue is dry, I'm going to go ahead and start peeling off the next section. Like I said, this is going to be like a dark tealy green color that is going to match the green in the floral print. And I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to peel off this template, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and I'm just going to trim out the vinyl that is there. This green that I have is another pop of color. This is jade that I have. You could really use any green to cover it up. You just want to get a little bit more of a base color. This isn't exactly the color that the glitter is going to be, but it totally works to just cover it up and not have that stainless show through. Once this jade dries, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and add some glitter glue to the remaining paint that I had there, and I'm going to mix that up and put it on very carefully. I don't want it to run into the red glitter section. I want to keep it where it needs to be in with the green, and then I'm going to go in with Alys. At least I believe that's how it's pronounced. It's from Peachy Olive Glitter, and it was just the right color teal to really match the floral design. I'm gonna let this dry for 3 hours. And then here I am going in with another coat of my glitter glue to seal in this teal portion. I'll let this dry for 3 hours and then we'll start working on the creamy white glitter. The cream colored portion of the glitter, I had to be a little bit creative. I don't have a pure cream colored glitter, so I decided to go with Manifest from Peachy Olive Glitters, and I also didn't have a cream colored acrylic paint at the house, so I took a mixture of white pop of color paint and then this yellow ochre that I got from Arteza. I mixed it together to dial it back a little bit on the darker yellow color. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply this, let this dry, and then I'm going to go ahead and remove all of the vinyl just so that I can start seeing what this design is going to look like. quite sure why I decided to remove the vinyl before I had all of the glitter on. Sometimes I get a little bit nervous when I have permanent vinyl over another vinyl strip that it's going to adhere to it and I won't be able to remove it. And this was a very time-consuming process, having to allow all the glues to dry. So this did take me quite a while to get to this point, but it worked out. And here I am going in with the white ochre mix with the glitter glue. And now I'm going in with Manifest from Peachy Olive Glitters. Like I said, you can see that yellow ochre come through. It's got a nice pearlescent, opalescent type look to it, and it has a slight creamy color to it, so it just worked out perfectly. That was all dry. I went in with one final coat of my glitter glue just to make sure that I have everything sealed before I start doing my epoxy coats. So I'm starting off with 20 mLs of my Flint Sisters Fast Set Epoxy, making sure that I get a really good coat on here. I'm going to let this spin for 3 hours, and then I'm going to immediately go in with another 10 mLs of my Fast Set Epoxy. I will let that spin for 4 hours, and then I will be able to start working on the detail work. My next challenge was figuring out how I wanted my vinyl stripes to go. I knew I wanted to have them, but there was a lot of different ways that I could play with it. So I did try a couple different ways before I settled in to the design that I went with. I am going with my champagne textured vinyl that I got from Tech Wrap Crafts, or that one might have been from Cricut. I'm not sure. I'll link it in the description. And this is for the thicker part of the detailing, and I'm just playing around here and kind of lining up where I want it all to go. Instead of me doing each piece individually and cutting it out, I just decided to take the opportunity that all the lines meet up and just bring it down through the entire design and then trimming it as I go. I decided to go with a teal holographic for the inner part of the detailing inside of the champagne gold color. I went with the teal because it's just personally a color that I like a lot. It would have been just as beautiful to go in with a red holographic, but I just went with the teal because that was just naturally the color that I liked the most. I have all of the edging done and the detail work done. I'm going to take my clear nail polish. This is extremely important on a tumbler like this because there are so many edges of these vinyl strips and I don't want any of them to peel up. So it took me a couple minutes and I just went through and covered all of the points with my nail polish and let that all dry, and then I'm going to get started on the final epoxy coats. One of the last things I decided to do before putting the final epoxy coats on was I cut out on my Cricut a 2.5-inch circle with some of the remaining vinyl that I had. Just wanted to put a little bit of something on the bottom that was a little bit different, and so now I am going in with 10 mLs of my Fast Set Epoxy. I will let this dry for 4 hours, and then I will sand very carefully the entire tumbler. I don't want to sand too hard with that holographic vinyl that is on there. And once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and put 10 mLs of my Flynn Sisters Artist Cure and let that spin for 8 to 10 hours, and then this tumbler will be done. And here is the final product. It turned out so good. These glitter colors match the vinyl so beautifully. I love Nikki's design, this template. I just knew right away I needed to make something beautiful with it. And thank you for watching today's tutorial, and I'll see everybody again tomorrow for the third day of Christmas.